Okay, so this is our Module 7 group coaching call for Empowered You, and this will be our second to last call. So today I want us to focus on really anything up until this point that you've worked on, but really today is specifically spelled out for the Module 7, which is your support system. And then I know we didn't really talk much about self-care last time because most people had not gotten that far. So today, let's just focus on the self-care and support. And then on our final call, which will be on January 2nd, 8 a.m., we're going to wrap everything up and we'll review everything. We'll look at your progress. We'll bring it all together and look at next steps, okay? So hopefully you all can make it to that call. So what I want to do is, I think I heard from all of you that you're have not worked on Module 6 or 7. So some of you may be working on 5 still or not yet, maybe before that. So wherever you are, it's okay. We're just going to start where you are and you're still going to get value for being here. Okay, so what I want to say about self-care and support. So let's start with support because this is Module 7's call for support. And, many of us think that we have to do it alone, that we should be able to do everything ourselves, that asking for help is a sign of weakness, that we don't want to bother other people. And all of that's a lie. And we actually need support in order to thrive. And so I want you to be very clear about that and look at what kind of current support you have, and then look at what you could bring in. We're all born into a family, but our family, we don't necessarily choose our family, right? And so our families aren't always our go-to people for our number one support, though they can be. And we can create our own family, right? Like we can create our own extended family. And so that's the same thing with our support system, is if you don't have it built in, then you can create it. You can find different ways to bring in support, whether they're paid people or not. But it's crucial in really being effective as a parent, as an entrepreneur, as a person who is in this world to make a difference. You need to have support. So I want you to really look at and do the work in the module. I want you to create your support system, kind of your support dream team, right? And you can look at, say, if right now you can't afford necessarily, like you have a vision that you would love to have a virtual assistant, you'd love to have a social media manager, you'd love to have a house cleaner, you'd love to have a gardener, you'd love to have a private chef, all of these things. And let's say you can't really afford to have all of that right now. Then look at, okay, what is the thing that would make the greatest difference for you right now? That you could begin to look at investing in, right? That you could bring on board, maybe, like a virtual assistant, for instance. I started really small and just give them a little bit. And then as I started making more money, I started gradually increasing their time and I got more help and support. And then they could do the things I didn't want to do, didn't like to do, and I could focus on what I do best. And I'm fully supported, right, in my business. And so, and I have that support in my home. I have it, with my extended family. And, I feel very fortunate. And I've also created a lot of that. So it's essential. I want you to have that too. And onto the self-care, the self-care is critical as well. Like this is the number one shift that you can make, is to really embrace that self-care is essential to your well-being, to physical, spiritual, mental, emotional well-being, for you to function optimally as a person. Is you need to really have a strong self-care regimen in place for the day-to-day so that you can be effective day-to-day, and also for when you're feeling like crap, right? Like when things fall apart, when you're extra stressed out, when, you know, all of these things are happening and you have a strong self-care regimen in place, it's going to help you through, right? And then just having things in your back pocket. So when it is extra stressful or you are feeling bad or, you know, just whatever rundown, that you have these things in place that you can implement that are going to help lift you back up. So that is what module 6 is about really looking at the 4 areas of self-care and building that out so that, and being reminded of it, like having it on your wall, you know, somewhere where you can see it constantly so that you can easily say, okay, that's where I need to focus, right? Or here's the things that I have in place, but I'm not using them necessarily. So it's kind of like those emergency numbers, you know, having them there and handy for when you need them. It's like having that there. So all of the modules that we've done, all of the work we've done up until now, none of it will serve you if you don't have a good self-care system in place. You don't take care of yourself and you don't have good support. All the other things you did aren't going to go anywhere without that. So that's why I add this into the work that we're doing, and it's an essential part of it. So having said that, I want to open it up for conversation. You know, let's have you each take about, 5 minutes just to share either where you are in the process, a challenge you may be having, an area you'd like some input in, just whatever it is for you that would really support you right now. Let's have you bring that up. And then if anybody can stay on after 12:30, then I can stay with you and give you some extra time, like one-on-one, okay? So whoever knows that they need to leave by 12:30, which I think Cherie and I'm not sure. So let's, whoever wants to start, let's go. So who would that be?
Okay, I'll start. This is Cherie. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I did start the module last week and before our call last week, and anyhow, if I can share, it was interesting. So I felt like I was in a good place. Last week before the call, I had done, most of the module, and I felt, oh man, I've got some of those things in place and I feel really good. I recognized last week that I felt really good because I had some of those things in place and had access to that. Now, this whole week, I've been in such a funk and I didn't do any of that, I didn't. And so just what you said earlier in this call, like how important it is to, like, none of it matters if you're not supporting yourself, is so true. And I'm going to really try to, remember that, because I couldn't take, somehow I was just inert this week or actually since last Wednesday. So that, I think, is the key. I think what you're saying is the key, like the self-care, no matter what the world throws at you, which was what happened to me this week.
Yeah.
And then I guess I made a choice to not access my support and self-care options. Mm-hmm. And I lost all my energy. I lost every bit of energy, including hardly able to lift my head, like really unbelievable.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, so I drove it home.
What you shared, Cherie, I think yesterday, about just the energy being sucked out of this project that you're doing also because of how things have shifted. That's a big part of like the emotional self-care piece. And, we think like self-care is about, making sure we get enough rest and eating and all of that. And that's true. And working out, and that's all important. And it's like, we need to honor and nurture those parts of us that are less tangible, the more spiritual, the more emotional, those parts, because when we have things going on in our lives that require our attention and that take our energy and all of that, we need to replenish that for ourselves. And that's more than just, eating well or sleeping. It's like, so I think it's important to think about and to recognize, like, when that's happening, that, hey, this is about more than just, I didn't get enough sleep, right? Like, this is about, there's something on a deeper level emotionally happening here. And just kind of like tuning into that. and giving yourself what you need. And a good question to ask always, ask yourselves always is, what do I need in this moment? What do I need in this moment? And if you're ever feeling, overwhelmed or anything like that, just ask yourself, what do I need in this moment? And then give yourself that if you can.
Yeah, great advice.
Yeah. And also one more thing I just want to say to that is, Cherie, if you're feeling, or anybody's feeling off track, like you have this good self-care regimen in place, but you didn't follow it this week, or you just got off track, give yourself some grace. Don't be hard on yourself, and just say, okay, what's one thing I can do right now out of my self-care regimen? What's one thing I can do that I can do right now that would make me feel better? And then just do that one thing rather than feeling like you have to do everything, and the one thing will make you feel a little bit better or a lot better, and that'll lead to the next thing and the next thing, and before you know it, you're feeling great again.
Sorry, there's an airplane. No, you're right, and I think I'm realizing. I mean, it's just such a learning opportunity this week. So I'm going to literally write down these things. I don't put anything on the refrigerator, but I'm going to write that down first. Just so that, when I'm completely out of it, like I was, that it's like, I can, that it's all listed right there. And there's some things, which included the call. I mean, the coaching call was super helpful, and it proved to shift me out. Like today, I'm going to the meeting and I feel better.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of the call yesterday too. Mm-hmm. Admitting it.
Good. I'm glad. So this is a piece of the support part, Cherie, which I'm glad you are reaching out. I'm glad you're participating. I'm glad you have these things in place for you that are really supporting you where you are. Not everybody has that. And, you've created that for yourself. So I'm happy that you have that. Okay. So
thank you.
You're welcome. So awesome. And then so that was module 6 of self-care that you did, right, Cherie? And then
yes, it was.
Okay. And then did you complete 7 yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay. All right, cool. So you'll have time, you guys, because I know it's the holidays and we're taking a break, but our last call will be on the 2nd. So if there's any time in between now and then, you guys can get caught up on whatever you haven't done yet, okay? It would be really helpful for you to have it all done before our call, if possible. Okay, so thanks, Cherie. Let's go. Who needs to go next, or who would like to go next?
I can go if no one else wants to go.
Okay, Kat.
Can you hear me okay? I'm in the car, so I don't know if you can hear me okay. Okay, awesome. So where would you like me to start, Justine? I think I told you my plate has been so full and chaotic. And I'm behind, and I literally haven't had a moment to sit. My husband comes on Wednesday, so I've been pretty, by myself with my son. So it's been crazy.
Yeah. Sounds like you need some self-care.
And you know what's really interesting is I'm actually really craving it, because I started, the last time I was here, I started really trying to get more of it going. Mm-hmm. But like I literally just every moment I'm doing something, and oh my God. And my son's been with me every day, even at the store. So it's like I physically haven't even sat down and done anything non-child or selling T-shirts and jewelry in the store related. Like everything's just been about that. Well, this is also my busy season, so
yeah.
But anyways, all of which I'm super grateful for, and I'm just like so happy to be home.
Yeah, that'll be great for your morale, right? Like just getting you into a different state of mind. that you get to be home. And so what is like one thing that you know works for you that you could do given the time that you have right now?
You know, something I could do that just really works well, that I'm really enjoying is doing yoga at the place that I joined when I was last year. I'm like obsessed with it. Like it's like my jam. Like it's been what I've been wanting for years. And I finally found a place that has had what I was looking for. And so anyways, and I started while I was here. So I'm excited to go back there and do the self-care that I enjoy doing in a place in that setting.
Yeah. Okay.
And so now I just got to get my ass over there, really.
So when are you going to do that?
I was actually thinking about going tonight because my parents are actually, this is the first day they're watching my son today.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I was thinking about going after the store closes and, you know, taking a little bit of time. And there's no hurry for me to get home, and my husband doesn't come in till.
So will you commit to doing that?
That's one thing that works for me so far, and that I've been craving to go to. So, and that's usually happen.
Okay, I think I lost you for a second. Okay, so will you commit to doing that tonight?
My signal might not be good.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Did you hear my question? Will you commit to doing that tonight?
Yes, I can.
Okay, awesome. What time is the class?
I really can. 7:30, I think.
Okay. Okay, find out for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my friend teaches the class too, so it's like there's so much energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and when I do his yoga class, and oh my gosh, such a beautiful energy. I love it.
Yay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, and then just a quick check-in. So, where are you in terms of the modules? Like, where are you?
I'm not. Like, I haven't. Like the last time I was on the call, like I was hoping I could try to go and look at it and this and that, but I haven't, to be honest.
Well, okay, so last time you were on the life purpose module, right?
I'm so sorry, what was that?
You were on the life purpose module last time?
Yes.
Is that where you left off?
I think that's the last, and I was on track up until then, so, yeah, the life purpose is the last one.
Okay, so, I think that was module 3. So,
oh my goodness.
My invitation, that's okay. You know what? It's good to know where you are. And my invitation to you is to carve out some time to complete that one and work on module 4.
Okay.
Okay. I think if you do module 3 and 4, 5 is the goal setting, which will be helpful when we do our NPMC strategy day in January on the 9th.
Oh, okay.
So, so just get to that, and even if you don't finish all the modules before our final call, you're gonna have a little bit of time, and I know you're super busy right now, but just try and carve out.
Yeah. I'm only going to be super busy till Sunday.
Right.
Shopping in the season for me, then I'm going to be somewhat back to.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I can finally, and I'll be acclimated by then,
Right. Yep. So just find time in your calendar where you can put it down, even if it's like not going to happen this week. You're going to have, the week after Christmas. And then we'll meet on the 2nd to wrap up. So whatever you can do before then, just put it on the calendar and try and work on it, because you're going to get the maximum benefit if you finish it before we complete the program, and we can talk about it on the final call.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay.
So the call is on the 2nd. Okay.
Yeah. Put it down. It's at 8 a.m. on the 2nd.
Okay, I'm on Pacific
I'm sorry.
time, so it's okay.
What's that?
I'm on Pacific time, so it's okay.
Yay. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Welcome back.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yay. Okay, let's go to Lola, and then after that, we'll just, if anybody wants to or can stay on after that, then I'm happy to, come back to you. So, okay, so let me mute. Lola, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so,
So I'm still in module 5, the goal setting. I did one more page, and the last page that I'm at right now is understanding the why. So I think I have 2 more sections of module 5 to do.
okay.
And then I've been sick since Wednesday. So it's kind of been, and then you saw that I had that book launch on Saturday, which I just drugged myself and went.
Okay, so you guys, like life happens and we do what we can and it's okay. I don't want anybody to ever feel bad about where you are. And I want you to give yourself permission and grace
Yes.
to say, yeah, life got in the way, but I'm going to recommit to getting this done, right? Like I'm going to recommit to my health, or I'm going to recommit to making money, or I'm going to recommit to my relationship, or whatever it is you're recommitting to. Just make that choice in that moment that you're going to recommit and then take action on it, right? And don't feel bad about it. Just let that go. So yeah, that's for you, but that's for everybody here.
That's awesome. And then I noticed that you guys were talking about self-care, and I kind of like realized that this time being sick that I actually did put time aside for myself to try and get better. Like I took the time off of work, which I generally don't. I'll just show up dying and pretty much useless because I'm just staring at the computer. I decided to take the time off, and I've been trying to take care of myself and not push it too hard. Like my mom on Friday, that was the kids' last day of school, and she's like, do you want me to take them? And I'm like, yes, that would be amazing. Like, so I didn't have to get up, and I ended up staying home on Friday. Cause I'm a single mom. So I don't know if anyone knows that or not, but yeah. So it's just me. And then I have the 2 kids. So my mom is pretty much my only main support. My boyfriend works nighttime, so he's not really much of a help when it comes to stuff like that. But I allowed her to help me, which is something I don't generally do. So I'm like, oh, cool. Like you guys were talking about self-care, that I actually did something and I got the support.
So yeah, let's celebrate that, because that's a win. That's a win. And I like to celebrate the wins, no matter how small they feel. It's actually a big win, because when you ask for help, it's teaching you and training you that it's okay to do that, right? And you get a good result from it, and then you'll do it again, most likely.
Yeah, that's, I think, I think that a lot of people just have a hard time with help. I know that's one of my super big struggles, and I don't know why I can't ask for help. I don't know if it's like pride, or it's like I always feel like they're my responsibility. It's majority, like when it comes to my kids, I don't ever really ask for help. Yeah. And I don't know if it's just because like they're my responsibility. I'm the one that got myself in this situation. Nobody else did. So it's something I'm working on. Definitely.
Have you ever heard that phrase, it takes a village?
Yes, I've heard it.
So that it's not just a saying, it's not just cliche. It's like, it's so true. It's like when we our children are not just our children, right? Like they are here to experience the world and to experience other people in the world. And when we allow our families to be involved in their lives and to help us and give support, we're actually giving them and our children a gift. And so I've had to learn to think that way, that like, because for me, it's a little bit different. Like I always wanted to control how like the influence other people had over my kids, you know, like with my family and stuff. And I was like, you know what, Justine, like you should be so grateful that your family really wants to spend time with them and take care of them. And so what if their way of parenting is a little bit different than yours? Like, and so what if the kids are exposed to that, as long as it's loving, right? As long as they're being exposed to love, you know, they're going to get different stuff from different people. And I've had to really take on this mindset of the more exposure they have to different things and different people, the more they're going to understand the world and be of the world. And and so it's the same thing, like when you're taking on that full responsibility, like they're mine and I created this and blah, 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 like then you're limiting yourself and them and others that love them from like, you know, giving them this full experience and letting other people love and take care of them and contribute to that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know? Yeah. So I don't know. It's interesting. Like, I guess I can bring this up here. I mean, it's kind of like a spiritual principle, but it's like, you know, are our children really ours?
Yeah.
You know, yes, we birthed them, like we gave birth to our children, but does that mean they're ours? Like it's our responsibility to help raise them and to teach them and care for them and make sure they're provided for. But like, there's so much more to it. It doesn't just fall on us. So I'm just going to invite you to like to try on that perspective and really like see how it feels to allow other people to share the responsibility of raising your children.
Okay, I'll give it a try. I've been trying to give it a try, so I'll try. I'll continue on this path of trying.
Yeah, because I know you have an amazing mom and dad, and you know, they're so supportive and willing to help, and so why not? You know, why not just say yes and thank you?
Yeah. Sounds simply put that way. Why not say yes and thank you? I'm gonna write that down.
Yes and thank you. Like people want more than anything to be appreciated, and so if you are like, you allow them to do what they are offering to do and you thank them for it, you know, show gratitude, true sincere gratitude, like they're gonna want to do it more.
Yeah.
So that's all people want. They want to feel needed and they want to feel appreciated.
So true. Yes.
Yeah. So okay, awesome. So yes, keep saying yes and thank you.
Yes, I'll try that. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So is there anything else for you with the self-care, the support, or anything else up until this point?
No, I think it's pretty good. I've been trying to be very forgiving with not being as far ahead on the schedule as the modules as I'd like to be. Yeah. I did try to pull it out the other night and I was like, nope, my brain isn't going to work. So it's okay. I'm like, just leave it alone. You're not going to give it your all. So I put it away.
It's good to notice also that, you know, certain modules are more like in your head, right? Like there's some of them are more heady and it's more thinking and certain modules are more feeling and more like inner. And so they have different vibe to them and a different feel. And so certain modules are going to resonate more than others with you. And some might just take longer because of it, you know? So it's okay. Like there's they're not meant to be uniform and all like, they all should take you 30 minutes, you know? So keep that in mind.
No, yeah, it's great. Like, I appreciate that because generally I would be like, oh my gosh, I don't even want to go on the calls. I'm not far ahead. Like, you know, I'm not caught up, but I'm actually okay with it. I'm not beating myself up like I generally do, which is a very weird feeling too in itself.
Very good. So what are you allowing in the
I think it's for me just allowing me to go at my own pace, because I am a little bit slower if you go with it for schooling and stuff. I was always kind of behind. And so it put a lot of pressure on me. And for you just being an allowance of us to be able to take our time, and you're not being like, oh, well, this is where you need to be. It's like giving me the freedom of being able to like, okay, I can take my time. I can do this, like not stressing out about it, because I stress out about everything. So this has allowed me to not be so stressed about it or feel so guilty.
Yeah. And it sounds like there's a little more like self-acceptance in there too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. You're right.
Awesome. Yay. I love that, because I feel like we're all different when it comes to learning. We have different learning styles, and we have different a different pace, and and just being able to like accept ourselves for where we are, and then saying, well, if I need to give myself a little extra time to work on this, then I'm going to do that. And if I get a little bit behind, I'm going to be okay with that, and I'll just make up for it, or whatever. But it's like giving yourself the grace, but then also like setting up the structure that you need and the support that you need to succeed, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it's a great thing to take into the rest of your life, in all areas of your life, and really look at like, okay, where can I give myself more grace, and where can I give myself more support, and create structure and accountability and support and self-care and love, that's going to help me thrive and succeed.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Awesome. Okay, so let's just, are you good for now?
Yeah, I'm good. I got to go in like 3 minutes too, so it's perfect timing. I'm good. I don't know about Kat, if she's good.
Okay, so why don't, if you need to go, that's fine. And basically what I want you to be thinking about, like first you need to complete the modules before you can actually do this. But by the time of our call, I'd like you guys to really be thinking about like how everything fits together and what you're really taking away from this process. And kind of like the what's next for you, right? Like, what are you going to do with the information that you have acquired through this process, right? So just kind of think about that for yourselves as you're going through, as you're kind of reviewing the modules. We're going to bring it all together in the final call. And I'll help facilitate that process. So don't worry, like there's nothing, you don't need to have anything figured out. I just want you to really reflect, do some reflection before the call.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
Bye.
Okay, guys.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye. We'll see you. Merry Christmas and
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Okay.
Holidays. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.